exchange blows all the way until the bitter end of the game. And unfortunately for the boys from Baltimore, the visiting team delivered the final blow. So the A's get game 1, but the Birds are coming out tonight looking to get game 2. And it starts right now on Masson. The Orioles are on Masson on a hot and muggy night in downtown Baltimore. The Orioles taking on the Oakland Athletics. It's the middle game in this 3-game weekend series. And hi, everybody. I'm Jim Hunter. Thanks for joining us. The Orioles tonight looking to bounce back from what was a heart-wrenching loss last night. But the great thing about baseball is there's always another game tomorrow. And there were some big positives in the game last night, including a couple of hitters starting to break out, joining one who has been consistent all year. When you look at the homestand, these 3 hitters have been consistent from the start. J.J. Hardy, 5 out of 12, batting .417. He's got 4 RBIs. His bat is coming around. Of course, Adam Jones has been Mr. Reliable all year. 4 for 14 on the homestand with a couple of home runs and 6 RBIs. And how about Chris Davis? Over the past 2 games, he is 4 for 8, a .500 clip, homers in each game, and 6 RBIs. And Mike Bordick, as you look forward, if you're trying to put together a streak of wins, what you need is balance. And the Orioles are slowly starting to get that back.
Slowly but surely, the offense is starting to get back into sync. They went through a long stretch where absolutely nobody was on fire. Nobody was hitting at all. Adam Jones been the most consistent hitter all year, but getting Markakis back in the lineup and to see J.J. Hardy and Chris Davis start to come alive can really have an impact on this offense, and they need to put up some runs because they have been getting some pretty good pitching as of late.
And the managers tell you momentum is as good as your next day's starter. That means Tommy Hunter tonight. Since coming back from AAA, Mike, he's been very good in 2 starts.
Oh, he sure has. I mean, he's had 2 starts here, 1-1 record with that .251 earned run average, and he still gives up that home run every now and then, but goes deep into the game. 7 1/3 in Minnesota with a much-needed start. That was back when the starting pitching needed some help. The bullpen was on their last leg out there, and Tommy Hunter came through with an outstanding performance and backed it up with another 7-inning performance against Cleveland. So back-to-back good starts. They're looking for that again. And I was talking to Buck Showalter. He doesn't know if it's a mechanical change with Tommy Hunter or if it's just a mindset. I think it's a combination of both. He's got that great competitive attitude, but he's made some adjustments there in AAA, and he looks really good right now.
Well, tonight it's the middle game of the 3-game series. Orioles looking to bounce back and even up the series. Time to settle him with a snack. Lineups and first pitch are next. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by Jeep. Jeep and the unique brand of freedom you'll find only in the full line of Jeep vehicles. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. Fans on Utah Street filing in. Here's our train game time temperature. Visit train.com for an independent train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. 86 degrees, slight breeze, 54% humidity, mostly cloudy, some sun over the warehouse, and that heat index is 92 degrees. Middle game of three against the Athletics. Here's our Dodge starting lineup for Oakland. See your authorized Dodge dealer and experience a world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. Schedule a test drive or go to Dodge.com and check out our powerful lineup. Crisp, Weeks, and Smith with Cespedes batting cleanup. Then Carter and Moss. Inge will be at third. Suzuki and Sogard. Seth Smith last night didn't even start. Came off the bench for 5 RBIs.
And here's the AFCIA intelligence report. Visit AFCIA.org, the Association for IT Pros, on Tommy Hunter tonight. Back on track. Boy, that was a heart-wrenching loss last night. Tommy's looking to have a good start here. Last night it took its toll both physically and mentally. A 4-hour game and ups and downs all over the place. So Tommy wants a good start here for his team. And do what you're doing. Since being recalled, 2 great starts, going 7+ innings in both. It's been down in the zone and very effective. And he is looking to be helped out by his offense. In 8 of 13 starts this year, he's only gotten 2 runs or less. So needs some of that run support that the bats were going last night for both offenses, and Tommy needs some tonight.
He's ahead of Coco Crisp, and there's a swing and a bouncer to first, wide of the bag. Mark Reynolds flips to Hunter, and on 2 pitches, 1 retired here in the first inning. He's going to look at the defense behind Tommy Hunter tonight. A little change in the outfield.
Yeah, we got Chavez over in left field, Jones in center, Markakis in right, Bedeman over at third, J.J. Hardy back up the middle at short, Quintanilla playing second, Mark Reynolds, who made that nice play right there, playing first, Taylor Teagarden back behind the dish, Matt Wieters still nursing that right bicep.
There are the splits. 287 against lefties. Righties bat 317 against Tommy Hunter. And here's the switch hitter, Jemile Weeks. And it's ball 1. Weeks moved up from last night where he batted 9th. You see his season average at 216. He's 3 for his last 14. And since the All-Star break, he's batting just 180. But he has speed, so Bob Melvin moves him to the top of the lineup against Tommy Hunter. And he takes a strike at the knees.
Going against Tommy Hunter being the right-handed pitcher. If Coco Crisp gets on there, that opens that hole up at first, in between first and second.
Check swing, and it's outside, and 2-1 on Jemile Weeks. Jemile Weeks, a first-round draft pick. Of course, speed is good, but if you keep him off base, it doesn't matter. There's a strike right there, and it's 2-2. Well, Tommy Hunter coming off a tough loss last Monday in his last start in Cleveland. He pitched the finale of the series against the Indians when the Birds were going for the sweep, and he pitched 7 strong innings for Buck Showalter. He allowed only 3 runs on 8 hits. And there's a bloop to left field, and that'll fall for a base hit. Even with Chavez shallow, going the opposite way was Weeks, and he's on with a 1-out single. Well, last night's game, as Mike Bordick mentioned, certainly was gut-wrenching for the Orioles. A lot of energy expended, are worth repeating. That was a heavyweight fight. That was about as hard as you can battle. That might have been, as far as games go, both teams fighting that hard, one of the better games I've ever seen, actually. Bob Melvin, the skipper of the Athletics, following last night's game on MLB.com.
Quite a roller coaster ride last night.
Hunter to the stretch for the first time. Here's Seth Smith. Now, one aspect of Tommy Hunter's game, Mike, he holds runners exceedingly well. In fact, there has not yet been a steal on him this year in a major league game. Opposing base stealers are 0 for 3.
Yeah, well, he's a great athlete, and he understands the importance of holding base runners. Varying his times as a quick move over to first base.
Seth Smith swings through it. Smith came off the bench last night. He pinch hit for Johnny Gomes in the 6th inning, came up with the bases loaded and 2 down, and got the big hit, a bases loaded double to drive in 3, which gave the Athletics the lead back. Down and in, and 1-1 on the count. In that start in Cleveland on Monday, in the 1st inning, Tommy Hunter was settling in, and then as the lineup turned over the second sign, Sin-Soo Choo hit a 2-run home run. And it was a strange turn of events in the ballpark because the wind shifted just as Choo came to the plate. And he put one up in the jet stream and it carried out.
And it did. You're right. Everybody thought it was just going to be a pop-up, carried out over the fence.
Weeks is running. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and popped foul. Betemit over hoping for a play. He'll run out of room. Well, it's back in the crowd out of play, and 1-2 on Seth Smith. Weeks on the year, 13 steals. He's been caught 5 times. This Oakland team has 76 stolen bases. That is third most in the American League. And there is Weeks wearing a guard on his left hand. One and 2 on Smith. Weeks bluffs going and a foul. I think he got his foot. And the count holding a ball and 2 strikes. Weeks may have slipped because he broke as if he was going to steal, and then he stopped.
Well, looking to be aggressive, and Tommy Hunter, of course, really good at holding runners, but with Taylor Teagarden back there, doesn't have the same or quite the same reputation as Matt Wieters in throwing out base runners, so they might try to be aggressive tonight.
Teagarden goes out to allow Seth Smith a little more time to get the feeling back in his foot.
As much as I'm sure he doesn't really want to after what Seth Smith did last night against the Orioles.
Taking his time getting back in. So Smith finally ready to get back in. Those fouls straight down off your legs, they hurt.
They sure do. I don't know that many people understand that pain that hitters go through when the ball goes off your shin or off your foot.
And a toss to first. Weeks back easily. Tommy Hunter, we showed you 5-0 in his career against the Athletics. That is the most wins that Tommy has against any one opponent in his major league career. He has 30 big league wins. 5 are against this Oakland franchise. He's ahead of Smith 1-2. Pitch out. Weeks wasn't going. Count even 2-2. Teagarden getting another start. Matt Wieters sitting it out again with the bicep issue. Buck Showalter said before the game if he had to play Wieters he could, and it's likely he might get in the game sometime tonight. 2-2 on Smith. Throw to first for Weeks.
Well, they definitely had to or wanted to give him that full day yesterday, and they did. But it really shortened the bench up a lot. Only 2 players they could go to, and Chavez ended up playing defense at the end in left field for Chris Davis. It's really Ryan Flaherty, the only one left on the bench last night.
Double play ball the second. There's Quintanilla to Hardy. Back to Reynolds. The double play ends the inning. It goes 4-6-3. A 1-out hit, none left. Athletics don't score. We go to the bottom of the first. Here come the Birds. Here come the Orioles in the bottom of the first. Southwest Airlines starting lineups for the Birds. Nick Markakis leading off. J.J. Hardy in the number 2 spot. Big night last night. He went 3 out of 4. All 3 of his hits drove in a run. Davis will DH, then Jones, Bettamy, and Chavez. Reynolds at first. Quintanilla at second. Teagarden will catch and bat ninth.
And here's the AFCIA intelligence report on Bartolo Colon, a 38-year-old, 14-year veteran in the major leagues. Relies on that fastball, throws at both the lefties and righties about 90% of the time. And he is a strike thrower, averages 1.45 walks per 9 innings, third lowest in the American League. And he's another one of those pitchers that just does not get any run support. Just 3.2 runs per game, the lowest in the American League. So he's looking for his offense to stay hot.
Well, they certainly have been that as he misses to Markakis, a ball and a strike. Bartolo Colon, third winningest pitcher ever from the Dominican Republic. Juan Marichal has 243 wins. Pedro Martinez 219. And Bartolo has 167. Markakis has been hot. He's hitting 7 in a row. No RBIs in that hitting streak, but he does have 11 base hits and he has scored 6 runs. Colon deals 2-1. It swung on and foul back.
Well, he's been on base ever since he's come back off the DL, and it seems like he's led off just about every inning he's been back since he's been back. So nice high on base percentage. Good to get on there and score some runs.
Colon is a very deliberate worker. Always has been. 2-2 is foul back. Ever since his young days in Cleveland, he signed with the Indians when he was 20 years old out of his native Dominican Republic. And reached the big leagues with the Tribe, facing Markakis here in a count of 2-2. And the Colon pitch is slapped foul. Markakis spoiling it to stay alive. And here's the run support that Mike referred to. 3.20, lowest in the American League. And how bad is that? Well, the Athletics have scored 2 runs or less in 12 of his 19 starts.
Yeah, well, he's at a 6-8 record. He's the only pitcher on the staff with a below 500 record, but just no runs. Always keeping his team in the ball game. He was sat there on the bench last night saying, geez, where'd all these hits come from? How come they don't get these hits when I'm in there?
Maybe because he pitches so well, they don't think he needs it.
Yeah.
So Markakis about to see the 8th pitch. And he lines it to center field for a base hit. What an at-bat by Nick Markakis. He's on with a leadoff single, and he extends his hitting streak to 8 in a row.
Here's a look at this 2-seam fastball. Comes back over the middle of the plate. Markakis ready for it. Nice approach. Keeps the hands inside. Very little head movement. Nice base hit up the middle. Look at the breakdown by pitch this season. And I know I talked about 90% of the time he throws that fastball. See that average up to 298 there. Righties are going to see the slider and the lefties are going to see the changeup when he does throw it.
Here's J.J. Hardy. And he takes a strike. Good to see J.J.'s bat coming on. 5 for 12, 4 ribbies, 2 multi-hit games on the homestand. And over his last 10 games, he's had a .316 clip with a homer and 7 RBIs. Fouls it off the other way. And it's 0-2 on Hardy.
Here's a look at the Athletics defense tonight. Cespedes over in left field. Crisp in center. Smith in right field this evening. Inge at third. Sogard shortstop. Weeks playing second base. Moss at first. And Suzuki back behind the dish.
0-2 on Hardy. Markakis a small lead off first, and that's off the plate. He doesn't chase.
A lot of moving parts with this Oakland defense. So many guys have, they're so versatile. I think it's shortstop, and actually the A's have been looking for a middle infielder. Pennington's on the DL, so Sogard gets his turn tonight at short.
1-2 is outside. 2-2.
Of course, Reddick crashed into the wall. to end the game. Nice play off Markakis's bid for a double, and made a nice play. Ended up bruising his upper body, I think is what they said.
Yeah, Reddick is the only available left-handed batter not in the lineup tonight against Tommy Hunter. Here's the 2-2, swinging a high fly ball to left. Back on it is Cespedes. He has a play, and he's got it for the out. Markakis halfway is back to first. Didn't get the good wood, but he gave it a ride and one down. So Chris Davis comes up, and Chris Davis is really heating up.
He is. He's been streaky, but 538, 7 for 13. Good numbers there. Back-to-back games with a home run. And his production numbers are up. Like I said, he has been a little bit streaky, but let's hope he can ride this one out for a long time.
And first ball swings and fouls it back 0-1. Time now for our AT&T Mobility Trivia Fact. Chris Davis has homered in his last 2 games. The 9th time in his career. He has never homered in 3 straight games.
Well,
will that happen tonight?
Good chance. Going to see a lot of fastballs.
0-1 on Davis. And it's too tight. We mentioned how well Tommy Hunter holds runners. Bartolo Colon is in the same class. There's been only 1 steal on him all year, and it was successful. 1 stolen base, no caught stealing. They just don't run on him. Markakis just has 1 stolen base on the year. And Davis lets it go outside, 2-1.
Well, here's a guy, 14 years in the big leagues, and has had success. He's won the Cy Young. He won it back in 2005 with the Angels. So he knows how to pitch. He knows how to control a game, controlling the running game. And you see his fastball percentage so high. Location of the fastball. How often do you hear Buck Showalter and Rick Adair talk about that? Well, he has great command of his fastball, and he isn't scared to throw it. Even if he can hit his spots and still feel like he doesn't have to throw his secondary pitches often enough to keep hitters off balance if he can just locate his fastball.
He hasn't won a game since June the 12th. Bob Melvin knows that when Colon's on the mound, they're usually in the game because his ERA is so good. 2-2 on Davis. And it's too tight, ball 3. June the 12th in interleague play, he won at Colorado. In the 5 starts since then, he's 0-2 with 3 no decisions despite an ERA of 3.26.
Yeah, so his ball club's in there. Every game he's given his team a chance to win.
Boys, can you get me 4 runs?
Yeah, right.
3-2. Let's see if Markakis goes with 1 down. Davis prone to the strikeout. He is running, and it's pulled and foul down the line, as Brian Runge eventually tells us. Well, foul ball down the line. Markakis will head back to first. Diving stop by Brandon Moss.
Pretty good play. You got to make that effort, because you don't know until the umpire makes that call.
Bartolo Colon is with his 5th different organization over the last 5 years, and you see those career numbers. Very impressive. 167 wins. He became a star in Cleveland. They couldn't afford him anymore, so they traded him to Montreal, which is kind of interesting because the Expos then couldn't afford anybody and eventually became the Nationals. But that was a huge trade for the Indians, sending Colon there to the Expos. Markakis runs. The 3-2 is inside, ball 4. And the Orioles have something going here. 2 on with 1 out in the first inning. That trade with the Indians and Expos, the Indians got back Cliff Lee, Brandon Phillips, who's now a star in Cincinnati, Lee's with the Phillies, Lee Stevens, who had some real good years with Texas eventually, and Grady Sizemore, who was the star of the Indians franchise until the injuries kept him off the field. That's a real good 4 for 1.
Sure is. That sure is. It just shows the value of good starting pitching.
And here is Adam Jones, the centerpiece of a 5 for 1 deal when Eric Bedard went to Seattle. Adam has a 6-game hitting streak going. He's got a couple on with 1 down. Outside, ball 1. 1-0 on Jones.
Oh, here's a look at Adam Jones improved versus the fastball. June 13th through July 13th in the orange there. Numbers down a little bit, but since July 14th, everything up, strikeouts down, great slugging percentage.
And a roller towards third. Foul ball went off his foot.
Adam Jones has made improvements really in all offensive categories, and hitting the breaking balls, hitting the fastballs. I think it's more just understanding his own strike zone. There's a look at that foul ball right off the toe.
He got hit by a pitch last night, and Mike and I both thought the way he reacted that it hit the funny bone. And I asked him about it during batting practice. He said he got lucky. It actually hit the fleshy part right near the elbow.
That is lucky. That inside of the elbow is real tender, especially his throwing arm.
And a couple of bruises on his arm from being hit by pitches. 1-1 the count on Jones. Chance to get the Orioles the lead. High fly ball to right. In on it is Smith. Runners will have to play it halfway. Markakis tags to draw a throw, and Smith gets it and fires back in. So big out for Cologne, and 2 down. The Athletics starters have the best ERA collectively in the American League. Cologne certainly a big part of that. They're 3.72. And the Athletics team has the best pitching in the league at 3.44. They are stingy. The Orioles got to Jared Parker last night, but couldn't finish it. Here's Bedemy, 2 on and 2 down now. And first ball swinging, fouls it off. The chatter around the batting cage tonight about Parker was the Orioles were stunned at not only how many changeups he threw, but how many changeups he threw for strikes.
Yeah, great command of that changeup, and it was an effective pitch for him. It's nice to see the Orioles make adjustments though and get to him, because he's one of these rookie phenoms that's really kind of mowing his way through this year. Getting a great opportunity, obviously, with the A's and taking advantage of it.
Jared Parker is a very youthful looking 23. He looks like he's in high school. 0-1 on Bedemy. There he is. Now the Orioles turned it on last night. Runners in scoring position. They were 5 for 12 after going 9 for 61, a 148 clip over the past 10 games. They're 0 for 1 so far here tonight with the Jones flyout. Markakis and Davis on with 2 men down. And Bedemy fouls it back.
You wonder sometimes, talking about Parker pitching last night and his changeup command, you just wonder about the catchers in these situations, especially with younger pitchers. Now, Suzuki has been the backstop for the A's for a while now, and from what I understand in talking with Ray Fosse, who was the color analyst for the A's, he said that Suzuki handles young pitchers very well. They brought Hicks in because Suzuki's offense was kind of going down after he'd been hit in the hand a couple times. So Hicks more offensive-minded catcher. And you just kind of wonder about using a catcher like Suzuki against the younger type pitchers, just so he knows what they're can throw for strikes at certain times. He knows how to keep them under control. Fosse was telling me, he said, well, if Suzuki was back there, it may have been a different ballgame.
2-2 on Bedemy. Line drive to left field, over is Cespedes, and he's got it for the out. So Bedemy hit it well, but right to the left fielder. Base hit, a walk, and 2 left. We'll head to the second. No score. Your second room of flooring free. 877-241-LUNA. Lovely Saturday evening. A tad warm, but good night for baseball. Each team with a hit in the first, but no runs. Tommy Hunter going to work on Cespedes, then Chris Carter and Brandon Moss. Tommy allowed a hit in those 13 pitches in the first inning, but just 3 batters off the double play ball. And he blows a fastball past Cespedes, and it's 0-1. Cespedes 4 in a row he's hit in, 5 out of 17 in that stretch. See a .299 average. He has 13 home runs on the year and 50 ribbies. And he spent some time on the DL, so those numbers impressive. And a strike in the inside corner. It's 0-2. Tommy was very effective in his last start in Cleveland, working both sides of the plate.
He was in both of his outings. He kept the ball down consistently the whole game, except for a couple mistakes, and both mistakes were hit for home runs.
He mentioned in the post-game interview, as Chris Tillman and Zach Britton look on, in his start in Cleveland, that they worked on something in AAA and it clicked. But he wasn't specific about what it was, maybe not to reveal to the other teams what it was. And we asked Buck Showalter about that today when he met with the media. He said, well, he's commanding the fastball inside and outside. If you do that, the world opens up for a pitcher because it gives you so many other options.
Sure does. Down and away to righties and down and away to lefties. Being able to hit that spot. You hear Jim Palmer talk about that all the time.
Close pitch and 3-2.
Wow, everybody wanted that one. Taylor Teagarden came right out of the chute thinking it was strike 3.
Cespedes gets the call there from Marvin Hudson. And a 3-2 count. And he got him. He stayed inside, Mike, and got him to swing and miss.
Yeah, he did. The pitch before was a little slider, maybe cutter that came back over the plate. This one just a straight fastball, actually a 2-seamer that kind of cuts back in underneath. So a different type of movement, but about the same location. Here's a look at Tommy Hunter's pitches that he uses: the changeup, curveball, fastball, slider, and cutter. And pretty effective with all of them, but Tommy's effective with his fastball when it's down in the zone. He can run that 2-seamer, and he can use his little cutter there. See some of the numbers up. Earlier on, I think he fell in love with that cutter too much. That's why that number is up so high, 341. Curveball's been getting hit as well, but Tommy is really effective. He can cut that ball down in the zone, and you saw how he just cut up Cespedes with that 2-seamer that ran in underneath the hands. So really effective when he can use that fastball and move it around.
Our Inside the Numbers was brought to you by Kia Motors. To learn more, visit kia.com. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2 on Chris Carter, who is DHing tonight. He homered off Zach Britton in the first inning last night. Oakland put 4 on the board in the top of the first off Zach. And he got him. Back-to-back Ks and 2 down.
Back-to-back Ks, back-to-back breaking balls right here against Carter, too. This one kind of a dangerous spot to be, but kept him off balance with it and swing and a miss.
Pitch Track brought to you by Nissan. Get to Nissan for the biggest savings under the sun at Nissan Summer Saving Days. Visit choosenissan.com or your local Nissan dealer. Here's Brandon Moss, and he'll take high 1-0. Moss came off the bench last night. The only position player for Oakland last night that did not get in the game was Suzuki. Moss pinched hit in the 9th inning rally against Jim Johnson, drew a walk and scored. Ball 3, it hit the foot of the umpire, Marvin Hudson. So Tommy Hunter, after back-to-back Ks, goes to 3-0 on Moss.
I think everybody wants to know the secret about how could Tommy Hunter go down to the minor leagues and then come back and have 2 outstanding performances. And I also talked with Tommy Hunter about some of the mechanical things that he may have done down there, and he said, listen, there isn't anything particular, excuse me. He said it's more the drill work to remind me of how I have to get over my front side. And so he, along with Mike Griffin down there and Peterson, developed some drills for him just to remind him. And one of them is actually throwing from the back side of the mound, throwing uphill and still trying to throw a strike. And it gets you to force yourself to get over that front side to keep it down in the zone.
Ball outside, a rare walk by Tommy Hunter. In his first 8 starts, he walked 14. In his last 7 starts coming into tonight combined, just 1 walk. 28 Ks in the first 8, 18 in the last 7. And Tommy Hunter with 2 Ks in this inning, he could care less about strikeouts. He'd rather you hit a ground ball to Hardy and get the at-bat over with. Check swing, he went too far. 1-1 the count on Brandon Inge, who's got a 7-game hitting streak going. Moss at first, not a stolen base threat. Good breaking ball for a strike. You saw Mark Reynolds there at first holding the runner. There's one splash of sunshine that's coming across the infield, and it's right in his eyes. That's the only sunshine in the entire field, and it's in his eyes.
Both him and Moss are covering their eyes down there.
1-2 on Brandon Inge. Line down the right field line. That ball's trouble towards the corner. That is a foul ball. Foul ball. Brian Runge down the line. That was close.
That was close. Nick Markakis, not waiting for the call, gave him a good kick. There's a look. Just foul. And Nick plays it really well.
You got to play those balls because your back's to the field. You have no idea what the umpire sees. Well, the count holding 1-2 on Inge. Moss at first and 2 down. Check swing and appeal to first. He went too far. There's strike 3 in the inning ends. Tommy Hunter strikes out the side, a 2-out walk in the middle of it. We'll head to the bottom of the second. O's and A's, no score. A beautiful summer sky over downtown Baltimore. No score. We go to the bottom of the second. And Bartolo Colon needed 28 pitches to get through the first inning, but he did not allow a run. Andy Chavez leads off and takes a strike. Endy getting a start today. It was a ripple effect in the lineup. Jim Thome has some neck spasms, so he's being rested. That moved Chris Davis to the DH spot and got Endy in the lineup in left field. And he pops it up shallow center field. Right there is Coco Crisp. And one down as Chavez is retired in the Orioles second. Coming up on Thursday, August 9th, first 10,000 fans 15 and over will receive a Wei-Yin Chen t-shirt. It's a unique addition to your Birdland wardrobe. Features Orioles on the front, Chen's name on the back, written in Mandarin Chinese. The shirt is certain to become a collector's item, so get your tickets in advance and save 888-848-BIRD or visit Orioles.com. Mark Reynolds a full swing and a miss. Bartolo Colon is 20th start of the year for the Athletics. They have gone 10-9 in his prior 19 starts. He had a no decision here against the Orioles on April 29th. That was the rubber game of the 3-game series that Betemit won in the bottom of the ninth with the walk-off home run.
Right, pitched against Tommy Hunter on that day.
And a foul ball down the right side. Over is the first baseman Moss, and he runs out of room. And the best part about that game was Bob Melvin took Colon out. He went 8 1/3. He allowed 2 runs on 7 hits. He came out, and the Orioles beat the bullpen.
Right. Yeah, much the same way. A lot of fastballs. Letting him put the ball in play, trusting his defense. You know, at one point this year, he threw 38 consecutive strikes.
1-2 to Reynolds, and he strikes him out. First strikeout for Colon, 2 away.
Another fastball, that tailing fastball comes back over the outside corner. That one a little firmer than some of his other fastballs.
He averages about 5.5 strikeouts per 9 innings. As a command pitcher, he'll get a lot of hitters going early in the count because they don't want to fall behind. So quite a few of the at-bats against him are not deep enough to get a strikeout. Quintanilla takes a strike. Colon in his career has averaged 7 strikeouts per game, so the strikeouts are down 1.5 per game. Hard hit ball, base hit down the right field line, past the dive of Brandon Moss. Quintanilla makes the turn. He's hitting the second, and he is in with a head first dive. There's a 2-out double for Quintanilla. Omar's got a 4-game hitting streak.
A nice job of hitting here. That fastball came right back over the heart of the plate. It's a bullet down the line. Moss, another nice effort down there, but just scoots down there in foul territory. Heads up base running too, aggressively into second base.
Our pitch track brought to you by Kia Motors. To learn more, visit kia.com. Here is Taylor Teagarden. Teagarden making his 3rd start in the last 4 games. Matt Wieters unavailable to start again, being held out by Buck Showalter with that bicep soreness. And it's inside, 1-0. Watching that base hit by Quintanilla on the replay and the dive by Moss. Jim Presley was talking at the batting cage before the game about the weapon that Quintanilla can bring to himself by showing bunt, because the infielders then pinch in. Strike in the outside corner, and without even showing bunt, Moss was already in, and he hit it right by him.
Well, you look at Quintanilla, he's not a big guy, so obviously looks like he's built for speed and can handle the bat, so the corner's always drawn in, shortens up that infield. Saw him last night a couple times, you know, show a bunt, third baseman keeps creeping in, and he was looking to slap it down that third base line.
And then foul back off the bat of Teagarden, 1-2. The other point Jim made, which you forget about, Taylor Teagarden spent the entire first half of the year on the DL with the back issues, and coming into this game tonight, he's only 2 for 19. he's still in mid-spring training mode as far as his timing at the plate, and he's facing pitchers who are in the prime of their season.
Sure. Yeah, tough transition coming off the DL. Made some rehab starts, but, you know, it's a lot different being up here in the big leagues.
Colon ahead 1-2, and it's high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Quintanilla is at second base. 2 men down. Orioles trying to get a 2-out run. And a bouncer towards third. Inge plays the big hop and then fires across to get Teagarden. That ends the inning. The 2-out double, a man left. We're through 2 at Camden Yards. Orioles and Oakland, no score. Navy Federal Credit Union serves the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, the Department of Defense, and their families, and federally insured by NCUA. Royal Park at Camden Yards on this Saturday night, middle game of 3. Tommy Hunter looking for his 5th win on the year and trying to get the Orioles back even in this series. 32 pitches to get through the first 2 innings. 19 of those pitches have been strikes. Kurt Suzuki, Eric Sogard, Coco Crisp, 8-9-1 for Oakland in the 3rd. And it's low 1-0. Suzuki's names, because of the emergence of Derek Norris, has come up in trade talks. And one possible destination is Tampa Bay. Billy Beane has already publicly said they are looking to add because they're in the race. And when you have a chance, you have to go for it. So he is looking to add. Mike already mentioned the shortstop possibility. But Suzuki is a marketable player that he can deal. He pops it up right side. Quintanilla and Reynolds. Quintanilla calls him off and he makes the catch, and 1 down here in the 3rd inning. The Maryland Lottery's Strike It Rich contestant of the game is Kathleen Sanuk of Bel Air up in Harford County. Kathleen has already won $500, and for every strikeout the Orioles pitch during the game tonight, Kathleen wins $100 more from the Maryland Lottery. See how you can turn non-winning Strike It Rich scratch-offs into cash and enter to win great Orioles prizes. ndlottery.com/strikeitrich. Eric Sogard, the number 9 batter, takes a strike. What kind of a shuttle do they have between Oakland and Sacramento? Bus, short plane ride, what is it?
Yeah.
He's taken it 3 times this year.
I know. Yeah, they keep, you know, it is so close. And there's so many young players that are getting opportunities to play with the A's. Definitely a shuttle. They might even have some sort of transit unit coming
High-speed train.
Yeah.
Well, it's California. It could be a limo.
There you go.
Maybe on the way to the big leagues, not on the way back.
Yeah, right.
You get limo on the way up. Hey, get that van over here.
Yeah.
Hunter's ahead 0-2, and misses in the dirt. Tommy, in his career, exactly a third of his wins have come against the AL West. Of course, coming up with Texas, the Rangers in that division. So he had a lot of opportunities against West Division opponents. This is his fourth appearance and third start against West teams this year. He's just 0-1, one loss to the Rangers. Line foul the other way. He was late on the swing. Tommy Hunter on Monday will celebrate his one-year anniversary since coming to the Orioles. Last July the 30th. 1-2, check swing, and it's high, 2-2. Wayne Kirby with Robert Andino. There's a lot of news with the injured Orioles second baseman today as Sogard goes down on strikes and 2 away. Andino has been coming along very quickly and quicker than they thought with that shoulder injury. So tomorrow he's going to go play for Norfolk. He's going to play tomorrow and Monday, and then they're going to make a decision. And Brian Roberts, out of the blue, showed up today at Aberdeen. He's in the lineup tonight starting a rehab. He could be back with the Orioles on Monday.
Right. Couple players, boom, thrown back on the team.
Coco Crisp, line drive, caught by Quintanilla. Takes a base hit away from Crisp to end the inning. Omar Quintanilla timed his leap perfectly and robs Coco Crisp. 3 up, 3 down go the A's. No score at Camden Yards. August 11th, Eddie Murray will be honored with his bronze sculpture in the new Legends Park area in center field. All gates open at 5 o'clock. The ceremonies begin at 5:15 sharp, and all fans attending the game receive the replica Eddie Murray sculpture. So help us honor this great Oriole legend, Eddie Murray. For your tickets, 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com/legends. Eddie will be number 4 of the 6 to be honored this year with their sculptures.
I hope they put a big smile on his face. Because Eddie, I mean, he's a serious player, obviously, great competitor, serious about his job. But when you see him smile, I mean, I know so many people in Baltimore know Eddie really well. Just a great guy with a big smile. And that's the way I know. When I played against him, I was always scared to death of him.
Markakis pops it up foul, third base side. Over there, Zinge has a play. And Markakis is retired. He's 1 out of 2. Eddie had so much fun at Jim Palmer's sculpture unveiling on July the 14th. Hopefully he'll have as much fun at his.
Yeah.
A little different when you're the center of attention.
Right. There's a look at Jim Palmer's statue out there. What an awesome statue, man.
Now 1 down, J.J. Hardy now takes ball 1. J.J. flat out to left his first at bat. And there's a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, J.J. just missed a home run in his last at bat. That little two-seam fastball ran in on his hands just enough to get off the barrel of his bat.
And a strike in the outside corner. And the 1-2 fouled out of the glove of Suzuki. Bartolo Colon in his 19 starts has allowed 15 home runs. The Orioles 47-26 on the year when they homer. 47-26.
If I'm not mistaken, are all 15 of those home runs solo home runs?
For Bartolo?
Yeah, that Colon has given up.
2-2 the count on J.J. Hardy.
I think I read that somewhere.
There's a tapper back to the mound. And Colon will flip it to first. Hardy's out and 2 men down. Fans, the MASN Orioles Facebook page is the only place that you can win a signed Adam Jones 2012 All-Star jersey. Log on to facebook.com/MASN Orioles and enter now for your chance to win. And stay tuned to Orioles games all season long. More chances to win exclusive MASN prizes. And there is that Adam Jones American League All-Star jersey. Two down for Davis. Checks a swing and it's low, 1-0. Chris worked the walk his first at bat. And rip foul. By the way, you are right. I was letting the drama build. All 15 home runs are solo.
Pretty amazing, right?
That's why he's the best analyst.
I read it off your sheet.
Hey. 1-1 on Davis with 2 outs and nobody on. Oh, fooled by that pitch and waves at it. Something off speed. I'm not sure what it was, but Davis was well out in front. One and 2 on Davis, 2 outs, bases empty, and it's outside. That's where Chris would like to hit the ball. The camera behind the flag court. Inside, ball 3. Another patient at bat for Chris Davis, with Adam Jones waiting on deck. And the 3-2 is ripped into right field for a base hit. Over the plate is Smith, and Chris Davis on with a 2-out single. He's got a 3-game hitting streak. So the Orioles have a chance. Adam Jones last night, his 24th home run on the year. And it was a laser beam out of here.
They had a big night. Another big timely home run.
Last year, when he hit 25 home runs, he hit his 24th home run on September the 22nd. This year he hits it on July 27th. So he's 1 away from his career high of 25. Good cut there, and he fouled it back.
Look at Adam Jones versus breaking pitches over the middle of the plate. Boy, if you throw a cripple breaking ball in the heart of the plate, Adam Jones just is not missing at 390. Huge on base percentage, slugging percentage, real high, 927.
Jared Parker found out about that. He hung a slider in the wrong spot. Strike in the outside corner. It's 0-2.
Well, that two-seam fastball that Colon throws away, it just looks like there's no chance that it's going to come back over. And it has some nice movement.
Davis at first with 2 down. And he got him. An off-speed pitch, and Jones swings through it. That'll retire the side. Base hit, a man left. We're through 3. Pitchers duel. No score. Out in the American League, you see the Orioles have allowed the 6th most, 311, an average of 3.1 per 9 innings. Just about 24% of those walks have come around to score. Last night, 6 walks, 5 scored, and the Orioles lost the game by 5 runs. Slots, tables, and dining, the ultimate triple play at Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races.
Yeah, Tommy Hunter, pretty nice line so far. 3 innings pitched, just a 1 hit. And 1 base on ball, 4 strikeouts, though. Getting some chases.
Jemile Weeks takes low, 1-0. Miles singled in the first. It's the only Oakland hit so far. They also have a walk. There's a strike. And we're glad you can join in with us here tonight from Oriole Park at Camden Yards. We also want to welcome all of those watching in on WJZ in the Baltimore area tonight. Jim Hunter with Mike Bordick and our hardworking crew. As the Orioles trying to erase the heartbreak of last night's loss.
Boy, that was a tough one. So many emotions. Falling behind by 5 runs and then fighting their way back, taking the lead. Only to relinquish it again late in the game, but fighting back one more time. I mean, it's just so many ups and downs. What a roller coaster ride.
Buck Showalter was commenting about the range of emotions last night. As Weeks hits it through the middle, there's a base hit. He's 2 for 2. Jones has to hustle over, and Weeks will settle for a single. But he said, you know, if you keep it in perspective, let's keep in mind, we've done that to other teams this year, where you get that late inning rally, that late inning win. And the Orioles have won, what, 10 straight extra inning games. So the Orioles have done that. It's easier to take when you win it, though.
Yeah, that's right, especially when you fight back a couple times. But yeah, the A's are definitely no stranger to walk-off wins. And they've had quite a few this year. Had 11 walk-off wins. for the season. So they know how to fight back.
Oh, 1 on Smith, who bounced into a double play to end the first inning. Weeks draws a throw. This Oakland team, they're at 54 and 45. They are tied with the Angels for the wild card lead. Weeks goes, 2 gardens throw to second. The tag, he is safe at second base. He got the hand in ahead of the tag of J.J. Hardy. That was a quick tag. But Weeks got a big jump and he's in.
Yeah, he had a great jump right there. Good look at it. Flying down. J.J. Hardy, nice job letting that ball travel, and actually catches that ball right on his back leg, but Weeks able to get his left hand in there just in time. See J.J. straddling, catches that ball right on his hip. Nice job by J.J. Hardy, hanging tough in there.
0-2 on Smith. Weeks at second with nobody down. And time requested at the plate. 14th steal for Jamal Weeks. 77th for the Athletics. And the 0-2 misses. So the pitch count now at 50 as he works here in the fourth. And misses high, 2-2. And Hunter requests a new baseball. And Smith now somehow will try to get Jamal Weeks over to third after that stolen base. Hardy keeping him close. Weeks back in.
You got to mix it up out there. Let them know that you're not afraid to pick off at second base. There are a lot of pitchers that just don't like to turn and throw.
2-2, a tapper towards first, slowly hit. Hunter gloves and flips to Mark Reynolds right out of the glove to get Seth Smith, who does his job, and he gets Weeks to third now with 1 down.
Well, he did, even though it was a weakly hit. Did his job, got Weeks over to third base. See Tommy Hunter with the nice glove flip, and then Mark Reynolds with the bare hand catch. So, interesting.
So Weeks, the single, stolen base, moves up on the ground out. And here is Yoenis Cespedes, the cleanup hitter, left fielder. He struck out his first at bat, one of 4 strikeouts for Tommy Hunter. Fastball's inside, 1-0.
Right back in there. The same pitch he struck him out on his last at bat. Starts him off with that pitch.
There's a strike in the outside corner, 1-1. Man on third, less than 2 outs, scored 8 of 17 times for Cespedes. Wish he can get that run in simply by making an out, unless he hits it to Betemit or Reynolds.
Yeah, we're back to Tommy Hunter. A lot of opportunities with the runner at third base and the infield back. Most generally, hitters should think hard to the middle. You know, a ground ball scores them. It's an easy RBI. And these are the situations where you don't have to think about a sacrifice fly. Just think hard to the middle. More times than not, it'll work out.
The 2-1, swung out and missed, 2-2. Hunter's had success against Cespedes in these 2 at-bats, working inside.
He has. He's got some nice life on that fastball. Getting it right underneath his hands. And that's really a great pitch in this situation, too. You get a ground ball to Bedamine at third base with that type of fastball. Look at the defense snuck in. J.J. Hardy and Quintanilla moved in to cut Weeks down at the plate.
Now they were back until strike two. Why change with 2 strikes?
Well, now you put more pressure on the hitter. So now Cespedes is thinking, oh, geez, now I got to get this ball in the air. He's going to try to do too much, possibly, with 2 strikes.
Weeks can fly. He leads from third. Here's the 2-2. Deep left field, and that ball is going to go. A 2-run shot for Cespedes. Well, that got him in. He got himself in. And the Athletics grabbed the early lead, 2-0.
Well, maybe he didn't change his game plan one bit. It didn't matter if the infield was back or in.
14th home run. He's got 52 RBIs.
That pitch, a little breaking ball down and away. Not a terrible pitch. But Cespedes definitely took advantage of that breaking ball up in the strike zone. Just stayed up in that strike zone a little bit too long. If it gets under that strike zone, probably a weak ground ball.
Outside 1-0. Of course, the home run ball has plagued Tommy Hunter all year. He has now allowed 7 2-run home runs. A home run in 16 of his 18 appearances and in his last 10 straight. Bouncer to third for Bedamine. He'll get it across to get Carter. And the inning will come to an end, but not before that's the second out of the inning. So Tommy Hunter now with 23 home runs allowed, 14 solos, 7 2-runs, a 3-run and a grand slam. And it has plagued him all year. He came in having allowed the 4th most home runs in the American League.
Well, Tommy Hunter's aggressive in the strike zone. He really is, almost to a fault. Obviously here with the home runs that he's allowed, but he doesn't walk many guys. You know, he doesn't back down. He keeps trying to pound the strike zone. And sometimes he gets hurt by it.
They appeal to third, and Ted Barrett says he went. That's why you ask. 0-1 on Brandon Moss. He takes high. Cespedes really has a power stroke. Now back 1-2 on Moss.
Well, he does, and we've seen a hole there. He's aggressive on that pitch inside, and Tommy Hunter has really been able to work that 2-seamer underneath his hands and get some swing and misses. And I don't think he wanted to leave that slider up over the plate a little bit. He may have just wanted to show and hope for a chase and then go back to that 2-seamer.
Well, Tommy, unfortunately, when he misses in the happy zone. And even though Cespedes did a lot of that on his own, the pitch was there. 1-2, he got him. Now Brandon Moss down on strikes. The inning ends, but the Cespedes home run has given the Athletics a 2-0 lead. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. As we look outside Mike Bordick's office in the warehouse, back towards home plate, the palatial spread he has, a corner office, I might add.
That must have been the restroom.
Bartolo Colon, how about that? They gave him a lead, 2-0. Here's Bettamy. And he'll take high 1-0. Bettamy, Chavez, Reynolds here in the fourth. Hard hit ball, but right to the first baseman Moss. He'll go to the bag unassisted. And one down here in the fourth inning. Fans, mark your calendars. Sunday, August 12th. All kids 14 and under attending the game, 1:35 against Kansas City, will get a chance to run the bases after the game. So enjoy a great summer afternoon with your family here and allow your kids to live out their big league dreams. Get your tickets in advance and save 888-848-BIRD or get online Orioles.com. I try to get down there every time they have that, and they catch me every time. Youngsters have a blast. Here's Endy Chavez, slaps it the other way for a base hit. Endy hustling around first with a one-out single. That's the kind of stroke Jim Presley likes to see from Chavez.
Yeah.
When hitters like Endy and Quintanilla hit the ball in the air, doesn't help him out.
Exactly. Yeah. Here's a look at the pitch. This little two-seamer up in the zone. Chavez able to stay on top. Inside, a good look right there with Inge sucked in. And even if that ball's on the ground, it might shoot by him. So nice approach right there by Endy.
Well, the tying run comes to the plate. Mark Reynolds struck out his first at bat. And it's high, 1-0.
Now, Colon obviously really good at holding runners, but he throws so many strikes that this could be a good opportunity for Chavez to run, even though Reynolds, strikes out. I think Colon he's always around the plate, so there's opportunities there to maybe put hit and runs on and advance some runners in that way.
1-0 on Reynolds. And he fouls it back. Now, after Colon fired over to first at Chavez, Wayne Kirby immediately went over and said something to him. And whatever he said, he didn't care that Brandon Moss hurt him because he said it with Moss there. I don't know whether he was reminding him of the time, the move to first or what, but he went over immediately after that throw to first. One is high. Good take. 2-1.
Well, there are a lot of situations where base coaches, it doesn't matter if the other team knows what you're talking about, as long as your team knows what you're talking about. And whatever information Wayne Kirby was giving Chavez over there might have been a little key about the move, or that's his best move possibly.
2-1 is taken for a strike. 2-2. Mark's having a tough homestand. He's 2 for 15. And in the 15 at-bats, he has struck out 7 times. Colon so far has 2 on the night. He's 2-2 on Reynolds. And he fouls it back. Of course, the strikeout has plagued the Orioles all year. They lead the American League. 833 strikeouts on the year for the club.
That's a lot of strikeouts. And it really is. And you think of all the opportunities that were possibly missed because of the strikeout.
Again, a throw to first, and Chavez back easily. Endy has his attention. 2-2 on Reynolds. And he struck him out. So Reynolds 0 for 2 with a couple of Ks. That's number 3 for Colon. And 2 men down.
Well, just another one of those two-seam fastballs coming back over the outside part of the plate. Emery relentless. He just continues to throw that pitch, works it in and out.
Well, there's what has plagued the Orioles all year. 10 or more strikeouts in a game, 37 times on the year, more than any team in Major League Baseball. And they have struck out 10 or more times in every game on the homestand. The 3 against Tampa Bay and last night.
Well, it hurts. And like I said, I mean, there are just so many opportunities left on the field with all the strikeouts. It doesn't seem like too long ago, the game of baseball, that if a hitter had 100 strikeouts, he wasn't really considered a good hitter.
He'd be back in the minors trying to work on it.
But the game has obviously changed with the power numbers and things.
There's a line drive and a base hit for Quintanilla. He's 2 for 2. And there's the swing Jim Presley talked about during batting practice. You swing like that, you got a chance.
Yeah, nice short swing. With a swing like this, you can use all fields. You can slap it by the third baseman. You saw him pull the ball earlier down the line. Nice short stroke, bat head right to the ball. Nobody plays right there, right up the middle.
Third multi-hit game with the Orioles for Quintanilla. He's working on a 4-game hitting streak. Oh, so some second baseman might be coming off the DL. It's my job right now. Runners in scoring position. The Birds 0 for 3 on the night. Here is Taylor Teagarden. And he takes low, 1-0. Now, one thing with the styles here, Mike, you've been talking about how Colon loves to hit that outside corner to right-handed batters. Taylor Teagarden's strength is right center field. So if he gets a pitch out there, he's looking to go that way.
Sure. Sure, but good pitchers stick with their strength. They don't try to change their game plan. There are some hitters that they have to do that, but more times than not, the best pitchers in the game stick with their strength. It doesn't matter who's in the box. Bartolo Colon is that two-seamer, can bring it back on the outside corner, or he can throw it inside. Real good command of that pitch. But you're right, Taylor Teagarden's strength is right center. So he's looking for a pitch up and out over the plate to drive in the gap.
Ball and a strike on him. 2 on, 2 down. Birds down 2-0. And tried to go that way, but he was late and he fouled it back.
Well, he is changing his speeds on that fastball. That there was a 4-seamer, about 93. He's throwing at 94 miles an hour in this game. That 2-seamer, the velocity isn't quite the same, but it has that appearance that it's just going to be a 1.5 feet off the outside corner, but it has such great action. Comes back over and catches that part of the plate.
Tying runs are on here in the 4th. Teagarden down 1-2. And he fouled it off to stay alive. Taylor acquired from Texas. He was to be the backup all year. Hurt his back in spring training and did not come back until the All-Star break. Mr. Wieters now has some help. Not starting tonight because of the bicep issue. Runners take their leads. 1-2 on Teagarden. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Suzuki, you saw the glove move back in, and Marvin Hudson gave him the call. So the Orioles strand 2 more. We'll head to the 5th. 2-0 Oakland. Miller light. Well, it's all about teamwork, and Tommy Hunter hoping his team can get him those runs back. One pitch, and boom, there it went. Cespedes, 2-run home run. The Athletics have the lead. 64 pitches to get through the first 4 innings. 40 of those strikes.
He's doing a pretty nice job, though, keeping his team in the game, making some pretty good pitches, keeping it down in the zone. Being matched, though, by Cologne at this point.
Brandon Inge will lead off, and the breaking ball misses outside. Lower third of the lineup: Inge, Suzuki, Sogard. Ball 2 outside. This is the part of the lineup that Tommy Hunter has to be aggressive. Inge does have 11 home runs, but he came in batting .206. Suzuki on deck is batting .213. And Sogard, who's batting 9th tonight, is batting .154.
All right, be aggressive with those guys. You still have to make quality pitches because there is some danger there. Obviously, Inge, a veteran in the major leagues, and so he knows what to do at the plate and has power potential. Suzuki's been around for a while.
Inge fouls it back. Count even now 2-2.
You're right. You do not want the bottom of this order to hurt you. Look at Reddick recovering from that crash into the wall.
Strike 3 call. Hit at the inside corner. So Tommy Hunter picks up strikeout number 6.
Yeah, cutter on the inside part of the plate. Comes right back over and catches the corner. Marvin Hudson with the call here.
Tommy now with 6 strikeouts to go with 4 ground ball outs, 2 fly ball outs. And one of those ground balls was a double play. So you got 5 outs on those 4 ground balls. Kurt Suzuki popped up to Quintanilla at second his first at bat. Here's a strike. Kurt Suzuki's from Hawaii. Tommy Hunter's from Indianapolis. And Suzuki rips it down the line. It's foul. You could tell by his body language he wasn't sure if it's going to stay fair, but he was hoping. And it hooked back foul.
Another breaking ball looked like by Tommy Hunter. Suzuki jumped all over that pitch.
I wonder what it's like growing up in Maui. Slices it to right field. Markakis is over. He won't get there. It gets by him for a base hit. And Suzuki is hustling to second base. He's got a 1-out double. So Oakland with a runner at second and 1 down. PNC minor league report brought to you by PNC for the achiever in you. Congratulations to Glenn Davis, who was promoted from Delmarva to Frederick last night, made his Carolina League debut, went 1 for 3 in a stolen base. He had very good numbers for Delmarva in 89 games, batted .260, 23 RBIs, and 28 steals. So at 20 years old, he's out of Catonsville Community College, born right here in Baltimore. His second pro season. They love his speed. They love his potential.
Oh, they sure do. He's got good size.
There's a ground ball and a base hit into right field. Suzuki's being sent. Here's the throw to the plate, and he is safe, avoiding the tag, and heading to second base is Sogard.
Well, Suzuki shows some pretty good speed for a catcher. Legs out that double and then scores on that single to Markakis. Here's a look at it. Base hit right in between Reynolds and Quintanilla. Markakis comes up throwing. Sogard with some pretty good base running, heads up base running as well. Keeps going. There's a look. Suzuki with a nice slide to avoid the tag.
So the lower part of the order hurts Tommy Hunter. A double to the number 8 batter, Sogard, an RBI single. He's the 9th batter. Here's Crisp back to the top of the lineup. Inside, ball 1. Sogard is 7th RBI of the year. Breaking ball bends in there for a strike, 1-1. Tommy Hunter facing a hot team here. Athletics have won 8 out of 9, 12 out of 14. They're 11-2 since the break, best record in the American League. And there's even more than that. They are 17-3 in July. That's the best in the majors. And since June the 2nd, they have the best record overall in Major League Baseball at 32-15.
They are playing really well. A lot of things are clicking for them. They're getting some big hits. Obviously, great pitching, which is the key.
Swings through it, does Coco, 2-2.
And they really don't have one guy that they depend on. It's just, in talking with some of the players and coaches, it just seems like it's a different guy every night that steps up, comes up with big hits. Last night it was Smith. Huge night coming off the bench with 5 RBIs. I mean, nobody's numbers offensively really pop out at you. It's just they get those timely hits, and everybody's contributing.
That one's low, ball 3. And Hunter now trailing 3-0 here in the 5th inning. And a full count on Crisp. And a foul to stay alive. When the Orioles won the 5 in a row on the last road trip and each starter got the win, it looked like Buck Showalter's rotation had settled down a little bit. But really, it's a mystery. 3-2, and he got him. Big strikeout for Tommy Hunter, and 2 away. The difficulty of back-to-back good outings.
Oh, it sure is tough, but there's a great changeup right there by Tommy Hunter down and away. Well, Tommy Hunter's had great back-to-back outings, and he's not pitching too bad, keeping his team in the ball game right now. Cologne, pitching a little bit better, obviously keeping the O's off the board, but I think the starting pitching has been pretty good. I was really impressed last night with Zach Britton. He fell behind early, but was able to regroup and keep his ball club in the game. Adam Jones obviously coming up with that big hit in the middle of the ball game. But I think that's a nice learning effort there. There's a good look at Britton. Overcame some adversity in the early part, kept his focus, and pitched really well in the middle part of that ball game.
0-1 on Weeks. He slaps a foul. He's down in the count, 0-2. Weeks has had a good night. 2 hits, stolen base, runs scored. He had 9 hits in 13 games since the break coming in. He has 2 hits tonight. And the 0-2 is up and in.
Well, that's what happens. You get 2 hits. Tommy Hunter gets ahead and then brushes him off the plate a little bit.
Ball and 2 strikes with Sogard at second. And a pop-up foul that'll slice back out of play.
Well, Weeks is one of those hitters. You had talked about Chavez, you talked about Quintanilla. If he hits the ball in the air, it's probably going to be an out. So hard ground balls, line drives, short swing.
Hunter is already at 85 pitches as he works here in the 5th inning. He's had only 1 3-up, 3-down inning. This one sliced to left. Chavez over. And it fades back out of play. Endy, good hustle, but he ran out of room. And flips that ball in the stands for a souvenir. Sogard, an RBI single, went to second on the throw home. He's there with 2 down. Outside, 2-2. This is a huge game for the Orioles. That heartbreaking loss last night dropped them 2.5 out in the wild card. The loss here tonight, they're 3.5 out. And a bouncer towards second. Quintanilla will have to hurry. And he got it there just in time to get Weeks. 2 hits, a run, and 1 left. Mid-5th at Camden Yards. The Athletics with a 3-0 lead. The Orioles come up here in the bottom of the 5th. And hi, everybody. Jim Hunter and Mike Bordick. And big game for the Orioles. And yet Oakland gets the early lead. They get the big home run from Cespedes and now the add-on run. Yeah, that was a big run in that last inning. You know, Tommy Hunter doesn't have his best stuff. He's made a couple mistakes, but he's keeping his ball club in it. The Orioles offense looking for Bartolo Colon to make one mistake. Geez, there are a couple guys on base, but just consistently throwing that fastball in the outer part of the plate and inside. So executing very well. Colon, being the veteran pitcher, knows what he has to do out there to keep his ball club in a ball game. But 1 or 2 big hits from the O's get the offense going again. Might be a different ball game. Orioles have had men on base in each of their first 4 at-bats in this game, but they've left every single base runner on because Colon keeps working out of trouble. Yeah, well, he knows how to pitch in those situations. You know, he mixes it up enough. He's able to locate that fastball, 2-seam fastball, occasionally pop a 4-seam fastball in there, and we've seen a couple change-ups as well. Markakis will lead off as we go to the Oriole 5th. Top of the lineup for the Birds. Nick to left field. It has some carry. Cespedes in the corner will run it down. It's a long fly ball out from Markakis and 1 away. We hope you can tune in to the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report on Monday, 5 until 6:30. Tom Davis, Mel Antonin, Phil Wood, and Dave Johnson. They'll have all your latest Orioles news and notes, a look at the wild card race after this big weekend series against the A's, and a look ahead as the Orioles on Monday night will be in New York to open up a series with the Yankees. Mid-Atlantic Sports Report, 5 p.m. on Monday. J.J. Hardy now takes a strike. In the 5 at-bats for the Orioles, they've been able to get the leadoff man on only once, so that was Markakis in the first inning. And again, it's lineup management, it's inning management. You get that first out of the inning, 1 out, nobody on, makes it harder for the other team to mount a rally. It sure does, and we talked about if they can get a guy on there, maybe be able to push a little bit with some hit and runs or get a runner in motion. But you know, when he gets that leadoff batter out, I mean, it's tough to do it with 1 or 2 outs. Hardy down on the count, a ball and 2 strikes. He has flied out and hit a comebacker to Colon. Outside, 2-2. Well, he's pitched 2,363 innings, so he has an idea of what he wants to do.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing out there.
And a slow roller towards third will go foul. It's kind of amazing, as effective as he still is, that he can't stick with a team. I mentioned this is his 5th different organization over the last 5 years. He was with the Yankees last season, the White Sox the year before that, the Red Sox the year before that. That was the year he got injured. He pitched in just 7 games. And a fly ball to center field. Right there is crisp. And 2 down and 2 fly ball outs in the 5th inning. Fans celebrate the second half of the season with a group art outing here to Oriole Park. You can gather up your family and friends, maybe your co-workers, and enjoy a fun-filled day or night of Orioles baseball. Discounted ticket prices for groups as small as 15, and party facilities fit up to 1,000 fans. So Oriole Park can make your group outing an experience you'll never forget. For all the details, call 888-848-BIRD or get online Orioles.com/groups. Here's Chris Davis. Outside. In 3 of the 5 innings now, Colon has retired the first 2 batters in the inning. But he has not yet had a 3-up, 3-down inning.
Look at Chris Davis's home runs this season. Couple middle in. 6 right down the middle. Don't make a mistake there. And down and away. That's really his true stroke.
Check swing, and it's a strike. A ball and 2 strikes on Davis with 2 outs and nobody on. And he pokes it foul to stay alive. Colon 4-7 in his career at Camden Yards. He is 11-8 against the Orioles all time. 25 games, 24 starts. That's too tight, 2-2.
Keeps showing Chris Davis that 2-seamer on the inside part of the plate, and he hasn't been able to get one in there for a strike.
Well, 2-2 on Chris. And it's low, ball 3. Well, if anything, they're making him work for the outs because he refuses to give in. He's been getting deep in counts. He's about to throw his 90th pitch of the game as he works here in the 5th inning. Three and two, 2 down. The base is empty. And a bouncer foul when Kirby gets out of the way.
Well, you had talked earlier about the last matchup between Bartolo Colon and Tommy Hunter, how they both pitched good ball games, got them deep into the game. But Colon got taken out in 8 1/3, and the bullpen ended up giving it up. Well, this is a situation where both pitchers' pitch counts are really elevating here in the middle part of the game, so they could have early exits.
Strike 3 called. Davis thought he had ball 4, and that 2-seamer finally tailed back over for Colon. Strikeout number 5 ends the 5th. Led to the 6th inning, 3-0 Oakland. Some good defense behind Tommy Hunter. How about Quintanilla robs a base hit there, but Cespedes with a 2-run shot, and that gave the Athletics a lead they still enjoy as Tommy Hunter and the Birds try to get this series even, and the pitching matchup through 5.
Actually, 5 innings. Each guy 5 hits. Just that Tommy Hunter, a couple mistakes. One to Cespedes, that 2-run home run, and then the bottom of the order getting to him in the 5th inning. So pretty good pitchers duel though.
Seth Smith takes ball 1. He has thrown strike 1 to only 9 of the first 21 batters in this game. There's a strike in the outside corner. This ball's ripped to right field. Markakis will have to play it on a hop. Seth Smith is on with a leadoff single. So 1 on here for the Athletics in the 6th. Our Rose Extra postgame tune-in brought to you by PNC Bank. For the achiever in you, Tom Davis, Rick Dempsey. There'll be a long breakdown this game tonight. You'll hear Buck Showalter's postgame press conference and player interviews from the Orioles clubhouse and more. That's Rose Extra postgame presented by PNC coming up following the game. Sokolovic is getting loose. He got in the game last night.
Didn't fare very well, but it's good to see him back up there and shoot, get him right back into the fire.
Here is Cespedes. Hunter beat him once with a strikeout in the 2nd. Cespedes a 2-run home run in the 4th. That broke the scoreless tie. Smith with a lead off first with nobody down. Broken back ground ball to short. Hardy to Quintanilla and back to first, and not in time. The broken bat slowed it down. Quintanilla did a good job. Cespedes can really run, and he hustled down the line. So the Orioles get the lead run on 1 down.
Well, here's that 2-seam fastball riding in on Cespedes. I think he's found a spot in there, a weakness, a hole, and this bat shatters. Good opportunity for a double play ball, but Cespedes, for a big guy, really gets down the line. See him flying through out of the picture there.
Chris Carter will bat now. He's 0 for 2. He has struck out. He has grounded out. Cespedes does have 8 steals on the year. Bob Melvin can be aggressive here. He's got a lead in the 6th inning if he wants to try to steal second base with Cespedes. Hunter misses outside. Chris Carter was a 15th round draft pick of the White Sox in 2005. He's 25 years old. He has spent most of his career in the minor leagues. He was called up by the Athletics on June 29th. Big healthy cut, and he missed it.
Yeah, he's had a couple opportunities with the big club over the last couple of years in 2010 and 11, but didn't show the patience that he's showing here since his recent call-up. He already has more walks and just 50 at-bats than he had in 39 games.
High fly to left field. Did he get enough of it? Back it goes, and that ball's going to go. Carter has homered in back-to-back games, each a 2-run shot, and the Athletics now the 5-0 lead in the 6th inning. He has 15 hits on the year. 8 are now home runs.
Well, here's a good look at that swing. Yesterday he took Zach Britton deep on a pitch that was inside and off the plate in. This one borderline off the plate, but he can get his hands to it, gets that barrel to it short and quick, and he's so big and strong.
So a rough night for Tommy Hunter. The home run ball, which has plagued him all year, hurts him again. A pair of 2-run home runs. He goes 5 1/3 and exits trailing 5-0.
Had some of his pitches working for him tonight. You see that fastball underneath the hands. Gets Carter to strike out. Inge. Strikeouts were up. Nice down and away changeup to Coco Crisp. 5 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned runs. Boy, Achilles heel for Tommy Hunter, that giving up that home run ball, and he gave up a couple big ones tonight. Leaves the game giving up the 5 runs. Look at him right there. Miguel Sokolovich comes in the game. Boy, a rough outing last night. Couple base on balls, couple earned runs right in the heart of that ball game. But it's good to see him back in the fire right now. Get back on track. Buck Showalter says, hey, I don't believe. I think last night was a fluke. Give him an opportunity here.
Now, nobody on with 1 down. Here's Brandon Moss. First ball swinging, fly ball to left, chasing Chavez. And right in front of the wall, he makes the catch.
The wind's starting to pick up. Looks like it's blowing out to left field. Took Chavez right back to the wall.
Well, Sokolovich gets it out. When Sokolovich came into the game last night, replacing Zach Britton, Zach worked 5 2/3, and Zach retired the first 2 in the 6th, but then he walked Brandon Hicks, and Sokolovich came on. And with the other relievers that late in the game, Buck Showalter was asked after the game, well, why Miguel? We realize you brought him up as a possible long man, but why him there? And he said, well, we had to avoid 3 relievers last night. Kevin Gregg, Darren O'Day, and Pedro Strop. Of course, they don't announce that, but that's why Miguel came in the game, because Buck had no intentions of using those other 3.
Right.
And he's a strike thrower. He had been in AAA. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you can't come out in the public and say, well, I'm not going to throw 3 guys in my bullpen.
It's the part of the game, the use of a bullpen, that if there is a top secret aspect to every game in a season in which you play pretty much every day, that's the top secret aspect.
Right. They don't talk about it very much.
You don't talk about the cranky elbow.
Right.
The guy didn't have a good night's sleep. The other guy couldn't get loose when he played catch before the game. You never hear that.
Yep.
But then, of course, after the game, when the manager's asked about it, Pedro Strop said, well, he's here, he's in the bullpen, he's in the major leagues, he's a major league pitcher. I mean, it's pretty much summing it up.
And you know, every guy, if they had to, they would take the ball. I think there are situations where, like you said, a guy might be feeling something, a twinge in his back, or his neck just didn't feel right, or he slept on his arm wrong, and he might tell Adair or Showalter and say, okay, well, we'll try to give you a day.
Well, Sokolovic gets in, so he comes on and gets 2 quick outs. But the Athletics add 2, mid-6th at Camden Yards. Hunter and the Birds trail 5-0.
Slider on the outer part of the plate, but able to hook that down in the corner, scoring Weeks, 2-run homer. Then Sogard in the 5th inning with the RBI single, scoring Suzuki. And Carter Gator arms one. Hits his 2nd home run in as many days. Give the A's the 5-0 lead right now, and the Orioles going into the bottom of the 6th. Cespedes with that 2-run home run in the 4th. Tommy Hunter, 5 1/3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned. 7 strikeouts, though. Had some good strikeout stuff. Bartolo Colon has been matching him the 5 innings pitched, but his pitch count is up.
Adam Jones takes a strike. Betemit on deck, then Chavez. Adam is 0 for 2. He's trying to extend the hitting streak to 7 straight. High fly ball to center field. Crisp is back on it. Still going, still going. And he has room and makes the catch. So Adam got under it a bit, hit it a long way, but it's an out and 1 down. Fans, the Orioles invite you to a very special American Red Cross blood drive. You can join us for a life-saving event. It is Saturday, August 18th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. here at Oriole Park. Now, all donors receive a limited edition Oriole Park 20th anniversary baseball. You get 2 tickets to an upcoming game. And here's the big thing. You get to meet Chris Hoyles. Chris will be there shaking hands. Appointments are required, so schedule by calling 1-800-RED-CROSS. And, of course, this is the time of year where the American Red Cross really needs the blood donation. So we hope you can stop by and join in as Betemit singles to center field. That is Saturday, August 18th. Yeah, Betemit is on with a 1-out single.
Well, the Orioles proved they could come back from a 5-run deficit last night. Norberto out in the bullpen for the A's. 1 or 2 hits get this offense going against Colon.
Here's Chavez, who's 1 out of 2. Takes a strike at the knees. Bartolo Colon has had an interesting year in the sense that he has actually pitched better on the road than he has at the Coliseum. And Chavez hits it in the air. Out is the shortstop Sogard. Here's Cespedes, and I'd get out of the way of Cespedes if I was Sogard, and he does, and Cespedes has it for the out, 2 down. But the Oakland Coliseum, that great pitcher's ballpark. Here he is with an ERA below 4 on the year. And his ERA at home is 4.64, yet on the road it's 3.12.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense, does it?
2 down with Bedemy still at first, and here's Mark Reynolds. And strike 1.
I will say this. Oakland, it is a pitcher's park, but it's a lot cooler out there. It's just totally different climate than anywhere else in the summertime. You go out there, it's going to be a 60-degree night, 65-degree night. You go on the road and you're playing in Baltimore and Texas and Chicago, and in the summer it really heats up. But Oakland always stays cool. Who knows? That might be it. That might be the factor.
So he doesn't like cold weather?
Maybe not. He is from Dominican.
Reynolds is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. This will be the 100th pitch of the night for Cologne. And just missed outside. That's been the pattern. Get ahead and try to hit that outside corner. So he had a 28 pitch first inning, but since then he has been very efficient. And Reynolds with a base hit to center field. Bedemy goes towards third with a big lead. Chris will play it back to second. So that was a real nice swing by Reynolds with 2 strikes, 2 on and 2 out.
That was a good swing. Here's a good look at it right here. That fastball in the outside corner stays on it. It comes back over the plate, stays through it, drives it up the middle. Be nice if Mark Reynolds' bat start heating up. He did get a hit last night. Another one tonight.
Bob Melvin on his way out. 101 pitches for Cologne, and that's going to do it. He has a 7-man bullpen. He has 3 lefties out there, so he's going to match up here in the 6th inning. Bartolo Colon, the most pitches he has thrown in any start on the year, 108. So he will exit. He's on the front end of a 5-0 lead in the 6th. The 101, so he's pulled after 5 2/3. He scatters 7 base hits. The Orioles in this game have 6 singles and 1 double. No runs so far. 2 men on base, his responsibility. 5 strikeouts and 1 walk. So Colon goes, and here is Jordan Norberto.
Yeah, Norberto since June 21st, after being reinstated from the DL, it's a 1.38 earned run average. So pretty successful lefty out of that pen. One of 3 lefties that the A's have out there. He's pitched 38 1/3 innings this year. Mixes it up. You see the righties, a 185 batting average. Lefties 226. So effective to both. Mixes it up, has the full arsenal. Fastball, curveball, slider, and change.
Bedemy and Reynolds on for Quintanilla, who's 2 for 2. And he takes high, 1-0.
He did pitch last night as well, an inning. Gave up 1 hit. No earned runs, had a strikeout.
Orioles hitless with runners in scoring position tonight. Quintanilla has a runner at third with 2 down. And it's outside. Good take. As Quintanilla is a slap hitter, we told you about how Jim Presley has been working with him to hit line drives. Look at how they have shortened up in center, especially in left field. And Coco Chris well over in left center. Good cut there, and he fouled it back. Trends are so important in this game, and Bob Melvin defensively playing the trend that he thinks Quintanilla is a slap hitter the other way.
Yeah, and if he does go the other way in the air, it's not going to be for power, so the outfielders can shorten up a bit. Smith over in right field a little bit deeper, because if he turns on the ball in the air, probably will travel further.
And another good cut, but he fouled it back. 2-2. Well, here's a chance for the Orioles to get back in the game, but there are 2 down. In the 6 innings against Cologne, the Orioles got the leadoff man on only once, and that was in the first inning. Betemit at third, Reynolds at first, and 2-2 on Quintanilla. And another good cut, straight back on the screen. Well, Quintanilla is seeing the ball very well out of the hand of Jordan Norberto. Now that would be a good look for you.
That's my off-season look.
2-2 with 2 down. Check swing, and he went too far, says Marvin Hudson. That's a strikeout, and Norberto comes on and gets a big out. So the Orioles strand 2 more. We'll head to the 7th, 5-0 Oakland. In the series and the homestand finale, as Wei Yin Chen will take them out against Travis Blackley. Our coverage on MASN begins at 1 o'clock with those extra presented by Jeep, and then game coverage at 1:30 on MASN and WJZ. We've got all the access you need right here on MASN.
Starters for tomorrow: Travis Blackley with a 3-2 record with 3.15 earned run average. Nice low ERA against Wei Yin Chen, an 8-6. Another rookie sensation here. The 3.82 earned run average. Be a nice matchup.
Each team with 7 hits, but the Athletics have a pair of 2-run homers and lead at 5-0. Sokolovic stays on. He retired the final 2 batters in the 6th. Kurt Suzuki, the number 8 batter, then Sogard and Crisp. Outside, 1-0. Suzuki got a rally going in the 5th with a 1-out double. Hard hit ball to third. Bettamy gets a nice hop and gets his man and one away here in the 7th inning. Fans, you can follow the Birds with the MLB.com @BAT12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Just text @BAT to 31826 or visit Orioles.com for all the details. And there's a strike to Sogard. Right to Quintanilla. That was a ground hugger. And Quintanilla gets Sogard and 2 men down. Well, the Orioles in the month of July, it has not been good for the Birds. 10-13. Their ERA at 4.81, 7th highest in baseball. The opponent average 7th highest, 267. And the 85 walks coming into tonight allowed by the Orioles, pitching most in the major leagues.
Yeah, it's been a rough month, but the starting pitching actually went through a nice stretch here recently. Well, they were getting some really good outings, starting pitching going deep into ball games.
Another one to Quintanilla. This one to his left, and Sokolovic has a very easy 3-up, 3-down inning on 3 ground ball outs. 7th inning stretch brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Fly straight, drink responsibly.
Where the other team, they're getting that big base hit. Orioles are getting men on base. They just can't get them in.
Well, that's right. I mean, they were mounting a little rally there with 2 outs in the last inning, but you know, the long ball hurt the O's tonight. A couple big home runs by Cespedes and then Carter. And I'll tell you what, the A's bats have heated up here in July. They're hitting home runs on the road. I think they just set a record for the A's in their history, 18 consecutive road games with a home run. And so now they're relying on the home run, much like the Orioles had been in the past. But the Orioles bats kind of quiet, unable to get a big rally going here.
Well, they're into the bullpen as they come to bat here in the 7th inning. And again, it's not a question of getting the men on base. It's getting them around and scoring, as Norberto will stay on here to work in the 7th inning. He got the final out of the 6th, striking out Quintanilla with 2 on and 2 down. And Teagarden first ball swinging. That's a fair ball, and it's dropped by the third baseman Inge, and Teagarden will reach. So the Orioles, for only the 2nd time in this game, get the leadoff man on, and Teagarden gets on.
Well, here's a look at it down the line. Inge didn't know if he wanted to backhand that ball or try to get in front. A little bit in between here. You see the indecision. Ball might have kicked back on him, but unable to get a handle on it. And that could be the break the Orioles are looking for.
That is an error charge to Brandon Inge. And the Orioles try to answer and at least get on the board here. Here's Markakis back to the top of the lineup. Outside.
Nick is 1 out of 3. Singled in the first inning to extend his hitting streak to 8 in a row. And there's a strike called at the knees. Bouncer towards second base. Weeks goes to second for 1 and bobble on the exchange, but Tim McClellan said that they had it long enough at second base for the out. So Sogard had it, at least in the opinion of the umpire, 1 down.
Right. I mean, this is one of those calls umpires have to make because infielders' hands are so quick. Sure enough, he caught that ball and the transfer, unable to get a handle on it.
Now Markakis will reach on the fielder's choice. Now 1 down. The Orioles have gone 3 up and 3 down in this game only once. That was in the 5th. They have stranded 8 base runners in the game. Hardy takes a strike. And the difference in this game, the long ball. The Athletics with 2 more home runs, and they have been feasting on home runs since the break. And the Orioles have not yet scored. The home run so important to the Birds. In games in which they have not homered on the year, and that's only 27 games, the Orioles are 5-22. They've won just 5 games all year without a home run. And no home runs so far on the night. No runs so far on the night. 0-2 on Hardy. And he got him. Changeup. Second strikeout for Norberto and 2 down.
Yeah, pitch just took off up and away. A little change up piece just out of the zone. JJ's bottom hand looked like it slipped off there.
Kurt Young, the pitching coach, is going to come out for a chat. This is likely a strategy to remind Norberto of the power threat who is at the plate. Balfour getting loose. He was in the game last night.
Right, and to give Balfour a chance to get loose, because if Davis does get on, thinking Balfour is going to be facing Adam Jones.
And Chris Davis, he walked in the first, singled in the third, and was called out on strikes in the 5th. 1 for 2 officially. This ball's blooped to left field, and that's going to fall for a base hit right off the end of the bat. Good hustle by Cespedes, but he was playing deep with the power threat at the plate. So the Orioles have 2 on with 2 men down. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Orioles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Overhead view of Camden Yards. Kurt Young on the phone to see if the bullpen where Balfour's getting loose, if he's ready. It does not appear that he is, so the lefty Norberto will face Jones. Well, same situation the Orioles had in the 6th. 2 on and 2 down. Adam Jones 0 for 3. 2 fly ball outs and a strikeout. And a swing and a miss. For 5 with runners in scoring position. Adam has one of those offers. He flied out with a runner in scoring position in the first inning. Back-to-back changeups and 0-2.
Yeah, they look completely different. That one tails away out of the zone. The other one more straight and down.
0-2 on Jones. Norberto gets ahead on back-to-back changeups, and Suzuki, after giving the sign, goes out to the mound. Adam Jones done a real good job this year in hitting with 2 strikes. It shows the continued maturity of Adam, but look at the improvement from last year.
Oh yeah, incredible improvement, and we always talk about his maturity and how well he's understanding his own strike zone. Last year 180 with 2 strikes, this year 266. It's an incredible improvement right there. Just understanding his own strike zone and knowing what he can hit.
And it hit him. Although the umpire hasn't said anything yet. I guess it didn't hit him. Adam started going to first base. I guess he was just clearing home plate for the catcher. Well, that'll be a wild pitch, and both runners advance. Markakis to third, Davis to second.
Well, here's a look at it. A little slider right at Adam Jones's feet. Just missed hitting him. I think that jump out of the way got Adam Jones a little off balance. That's why he was heading in that direction towards first base. I don't know how it missed him.
So a chance to plate 2 here with a base hit. 1-2 the count. Ground ball past the mound. Shortstop is there. Sogard throws to first against Jones, and the inning ends, and the Orioles strap 2 more. Birds have left 10 men on through 7. 8th inning coming up, 5-0 Oakland. Lottery. For your chance to be the Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, play Strike It Rich scratch-offs and enter your non-winning ticket codes at mdlottery.com/strikeItRich. Saturday night downtown, and the moon overhead. And that cloud is back. That cloud was there last night right as we showed the moon, and it came back again to show us that nature is in charge.
Yeah. Oh boy, what a beautiful shot right there. And Sokolovic obviously settled in after that rough night last night, and a lot of ground balls. That's what he's capable of doing. That's why he had so much success there in Norfolk and got the call, the opportunity to come up here and pitch.
He's faced 5 batters tonight. He's retired all 5. Jemile Weeks, Seth Smith, Yoenis Cespedes here in the 8th inning. Weeks shows bunt and takes a strike. Weeks 2 singles, a stolen base, a run scored. He's also grounded out. And that one's high, 1-1. Oakland is 54-45. They're a season high 9 above 500. They've tied the season high, hitting 9 above with the win last night. And that one goes all the way back to the screen. Weeks was able to get out of the way.
He yanked this fastball right at his right ankle. So you get a guy to move his feet right there.
Just like Adam Jones got out of the way, Weeks was able to get out of the way. 2-1 on him, leading off in the Oakland 8th. Not sure where that pitch was, but he called it a ball. 3-1. And a swing and a miss, 3-2. But the Athletics, with that record, a win for Oakland tonight, they'd be 10 above 500 for the first time since the final day of the 2006 season. They were 93-69 that year. It's the last time they've been as many, at least 10 above, if they win tonight. Just a remarkable second half surge that has them in contention. 3-2 is foul back.
All right, with so many young players, so many young pitchers, to be able to do that.
Cespedes was signed after becoming a free agent defecting from Cuba. There's Norberto. You saw Josh Reddick, who's sitting it out tonight after crashing into the wall last night. What a pickup he's been. Three-two is hit towards the middle. Quintanilla can't reach it. That's a base hit. And Jemiah Weeks has a 3-hit game, and he's on with a leadoff single. Time now for you to text in your vote. The AT&T Player of the Game. Here are the candidates tonight. Bartolo Colon, 5 2/3 shutout innings. Yoenis Cespedes, who has a 2-run home run that broke the scoreless tie, or Omar Quintanilla of the Orioles, who is 2 out of 3 on the night. Text in your vote now and have your voice heard. A, B, or C to 31826. Seth Smith, who's in the number 3 spot in the batting order tonight, takes a strike.
Sokolovich has already rolled like 3 ground balls. It's a good chance for him to get one here.
Inside 1-1. The Orioles roster, it's given Greg getting loose, has been almost a daily altering of the roster in some sense. Danny Edelman was brought back the other day just in case. He was here one day, didn't get in a game, designated for assignment to get Sokolovich here. 8-man bullpen for a 3rd straight game with a 3-man bench. High fly ball to left. Chavez towards the line. MD in on it. And he's got it for the out and 1 away. And our Twitter chatter on the night, Rockabatko tweeting that the Orioles are prepared to purchase the contract of Lou Ford from AAA Norfolk. They would like a right-handed bat for tomorrow's game against Travis Blackley.
Well, that would have to be another big move, because Ford obviously isn't on the 40-man roster.
Yeah, I believe the 40-man, though, is at 39.
Oh, okay.
Because when Evelyn went back, Sokolovich was already on the roster, so they didn't. He was the 25-man move, but I believe when they designated Evelyn, that opened up a spot.
Yeah, you're right.
Here's Cespedes, 1 on and 1 out. Now, we did check, and Norfolk is at home tonight. Lou Ford is not in the lineup, so it looks like that will happen. He's been hitting so well, it's a wonder that he's still there.
Oh, my. He has been raking there. I think he may have qualified.
Cespedes with a base hit to right center field. Jones trying to cut it off. He cannot. It goes all the way to the wall. Weeks will head around third, being sent. Heading to third is Cespedes, and he has a stand-up RBI triple. A 3 RBI night for Yoenis Cespedes, and the Athletics lead at 6-0. What an exciting player he is.
Yeah, well, we've seen the power. He stays on this fastball away, and how this ball scoots through this gap is just another example of how strong he is. He beat Adam Jones and Markakis out there in the gap, but then you look at his speed. I mean, he's just low flying around the bases. Easy triple.
So it is 6-0 in the 8th. And here's Carter swinging a miss. When a player is called up from the minors to fill a role, the team hopes he'll make an impact. And I do believe Mr. Carter has done that for Oakland. Check swing, and it's low. Appeal to first. He did not swing. He has 15 base hits in 57 at-bats. 8 of the 15 base hits are home runs.
He is strong, and he is doing it effortlessly. Excuse me. I mean, he's just dropping the bat head on the ball, and it's going a mile.
And the Athletics have been living by the home run. For his best home run rate since June 29th, only Jason Kubel, who has 2 cycles on the year, better than Chris Carter. 7.43. The Athletics have 28 home runs since the break, most in the majors. Sokolovich gets one by him, and it's 2-2. Orioles have the infield in with 1 down. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Carter did not agree, but he's out and 2 away.
Well, I don't know why he took it. That's the same pitch that he hit for the home run off Tommy Hunter, and we saw him take Zach Britton deep on a pitch off the plate in as well. Doesn't he know that's his hot spot? He takes it. Sokolovich gets the call.
Maybe he didn't believe Sokolovich would challenge him.
Maybe not.
He's not going to throw me another fastball. I'm homered. Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Swinging a foul off the bat of Brandon Moss. $21,143 the attendance tonight. Oh, 1 is low. Sokolovich came on with 1 out in the 6th. Working his second full inning here. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2 on Moss. Scribner is getting loose. One and 2 the count with 2 down, a run in on Sokolovich. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. So back-to-back K's ends it, but the Athletics had a run. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. The A's with a 6-0 lead.
Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to support the American Heart Association Heart Walk. And to date, the Orioles have drawn 289 walks for a total of $14,450. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and a more active lifestyle. Wilson Betemate will lead off. Norberto stays on. Betemate, high, lazy fly ball to right. Smith is there. And one pitch, one out in the 8th inning. Johnny Gomes comes in the game. He's now in left field. And that moves Cespedes from left to center field. Coco Crisp is out of the game. So Gomes will go into the leadoff spot in the order. And the Chavez takes a strike. With the big lead and a day game tomorrow, Bob Melvin is able to stick with Norberto here. He came out to get the final out of the 6th. At a closer game, he might be mixing and matching more, but it's a quick turnaround for tomorrow. And Chavez has a base hit to center field, and it hits second base. And Cespedes hustles in to keep Endy at first. Ball hit second base and made a left turn.
Yeah, it did. Went right back up the middle. Good example right here of why you should never give up on a ball as an infielder until it is by you. See that ball hit the base. Now I don't know if Sogard's ever going to make a play on that because it kicked off so high, but just don't give up because it could kick back.
Well, Norberto goes. Scribner will come on. 1 out, 1 on in the 8th. Waiver claim last October following the season. He was on the Padres roster and they tried to make a 40-man move and the Athletics claimed him.
Yeah, good move here because Scribner 10 1/3 innings hasn't allowed a run. And in 10 games, lefty's hitting 154, righty's 208. Pretty much a two-pitch pitcher though. Four-seam fastball, big 12-6 breaking ball. Doesn't mind working the top of the zone. That 12-6 hook is really his plus pitch.
It's his second time with the Athletics. He was called back on June 24th. He got called up on June 6th, went back on the 16th, and then came back on the 24th. He's never faced the Orioles in his career, which up to this year had been in the National League. There's Mark Reynolds with Chavez at first and 1 down. Orioles trailing 6-0. Over but low, 1-0.
Reynolds 1 out of 3. He has a single and a couple of strikeouts. And a swing and a miss. Reynolds fouls it back. He's down in the count 1-2. Well, Scribner did not get in the game last night. He was one of only 2 Athletics relievers not to pitch. The other, Jim Miller. Big curveball just missed. May have fooled Marvin Hudson.
Yeah, I think it kind of locked everybody up there. Two
is tapped foul. Another off-speed breaking ball. It is not going to get any easier for the Orioles. The road trip begins Monday. They're back in the AL East. 3 in New York, 3 in Tampa. Rays just took 2 out of 3 from the Orioles here. Then after that trip, they come home and they're back out of the division. It's a crazy schedule. And they have 3 with Seattle from the West and 4 against Kansas City before the Red Sox come into town. And a foul tip at the plate may have gotten a piece of Suzuki.
Like Suzuki's reaction right there. Yeah, ball bounces up, gets him in the wrong spot. See it kick up there. And the ball lays in front of him. He got upset at the ball and fired it in the dugout.
I would. Reynolds takes and the count is full.
Well, the good news about them going on a road trip is that they are playing better on the road. Even though it is a tough matchup with the Yankees in Tampa, you have to face those guys sometime.
Reynolds to right off the end of the bat. Smith is there. And he has it for the out. So 2 down as Reynolds is retired. You know, baseball's a funny game. Last night the Orioles scored 9 runs and lost. And tonight they're having trouble putting a run on the board. They have left 10 men on base in their first 7 at-bats. Birds have been retired 3 up, 3 down in this game. Only 1 time. That was in the 5th inning. Here's Quintanilla. And Omar takes low. Quintanilla 2 out of 3, a double and a single. He's also struck out. Towards left center field. He got a lot of it. Cespedes on the run, and he reaches up and he made the catch. Oh my God, what a catch by Cespedes. To the gap in left center field. He got there exactly as the ball did, and he robs Quintanilla. He's doing it all for the Athletics.
Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by Dodge. See your authorized Dodge dealer and experience a world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. Schedule a test drive or go to dodge.com and check out our powerful lineup. Here's a fan imitating the Jim Palmer sculpture there. Here's Kevin Gregg on the pitch tonight.
Kevin Gregg in relief of Sokolovich. Sokolovich, pretty nice job. Nice rebound after last night's effort. 31 1/3 innings pitched, 29 hits, 12 earned runs there. Lefties 241, righties 250. Kevin Gregg's been pretty consistent lately. Attacking that strike zone, working the outside part of the plate.
And a foul back off the bat of Inge. 1-1, lower third of the lineup here in the ninth. Inge, Suzuki, and Sogard. And it's outside. And a foul back, 2-2. Two and two the count on Inge. This ball's lifted to left. Chavez in. Won't be able to get there. Indy was very deep with the right-handed batter up, and that ball fell fast in front of him for a leadoff single. Here's an update on the voting for the AT&T Player of the Game, and Omar Quintanilla getting that hometown love as the lead. Still time to vote and have your voice heard, A, B, or C, to 31826. And Tom and Rick will have the results coming up on O's Extra Post Game. Here is Suzuki, who is 1 out of 3. Mike mentioned how well Kevin Gregg has turned around his season. He has gone 1-0 with a 0.84 ERA in his last 10 appearances. And a little low, 1-1. In 10 2/3 innings in those last 10 games, just 1 run on 6 hits. Of course, there are scouts here tonight. Other contenders are scouting the Athletics and the Orioles, because the Orioles and Athletics are expected to be active by Tuesday. High foul out of play. Reynolds over, but that's well back.
Yeah, there's always scouts in the stands, but that intensity creeps up when the deadline gets closer.
Two and two on Suzuki with Inge at first and nobody down. That ball's ripped to center field. Jones is there, and he's got it for the out. That looked like a knuckleball. Nice job by Adam as that ball floated to him. Well, that ball right at you is tough enough, and then when it comes out as a knuckleball.
Yeah, it's got 300 feet to do its thing on its way out there.
Here's Eric Sogard, who's had a good night in the number 9 spot. RBI single back in the 5th inning, when at the time it was a 2-0 game. And another base hit. You know, you look at this team, Mike, and you were talking about it earlier. They really don't have that big star, although I think Cespedes is fast getting into that territory. But they all just look like baseball players. You know, they do what they can do. Not too much,
They do what they're able to do, and they do their job to contribute to the outcome of the team.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, manager Bob Melman, obviously preaching the right things to them, has a nice coaching staff, full of energy, and the younger players obviously learning from some of the veterans that are on this team. Inge being a veteran guy, been around for a long time, helping some of the younger players. Gomes been around a little bit. But they're playing the game the right way, and that's why they're in the position they're in right now.
Strike in the outside corner. It's 0-2 on Gomes, who's batting for a first time. He's in the Coco Crisp spot. And strike 3. Kevin Gregg, he loves to live on the corners. Gomes cooperated there as he just took 3 in a row.
Yeah, all 3 of these pitches right on the paint. Great location.
Now 2 down with the runners on. Here's Jemile Weeks, who's had a big night. Bob Melvin moved him up to the number 2 spot, and he's responded with 3 singles, a stolen base, and a couple of runs scored. In the dirt, nice block by Teagarden. And that one floats high, ball 3. Kevin worked in the first 2 games in the Rays series, an inning and a third on Tuesday and an inning on Wednesday. So he's had a couple of days off in between. I'm not sure what happened with Jemile Weeks, but
yeah, there's the wrong helmet on.
He's a switch hitter. And 3 pitches into the at-bat, he realized he had the wrong helmet on.
It's kind of crazy, right?
Why did it take 3?
He's hit left-handed all night. Chili Davis over there. What was he thinking about?
He should have left the other helmet on. He was 3-0 with that helmet.
Yeah.
See, now the ear guard is on the correct side. Three and 2, same spot.
Should call timeout and go back and get the other helmet.
I'm amazed the umpire didn't notice. Maybe the dreads, it hid the ear flap. Slap foul. He's an exciting young player. Still learning to hit consistently, but when he gets on base, things happen. He can steal a base, very adept at that already. Runners will go on the 3-2, and he struck him out. Jemile Weeks was 3-0 with the other helmet, and Gregg comes back to strike him out. We'll head to the bottom of the ninth. Oakland leads at 6-0.
After the Orioles scored 9, they have been held scoreless tonight.
They really have. I mean, the story of the night has been men left on base. The Orioles have left 10 people on base so far in this ball game. Bartolo Colon was pretty good tonight. You know, he had 5 strikeouts on the night, but he just would not allow the Orioles any runs at all.
The or die ninth for the Birds coming to the bottom of the ninth. Let's go back upstairs now to Mike and Jim.
All right, Tom and Rick, thanks so much. And here we go, bottom of the ninth on a nice summer night downtown. Hey, the roads are clear. That must not be where the water main break is.
Is there another water main break?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, not another one. They're still fixing the one that
is
there
it
was.
The same one?
Yeah. And we'll go to the ninth. It'll be Teagarden, Markakis, and Hardy. Scribner stays on. Young man out of Connecticut. And you know those New England players, they can play.
Well, he came out of there with 2 pitches.
He played at Central Connecticut State. Did you play that school when you were at Maine?
No, we played the big one, UConn.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So that was the big school in Maine against the big school in Connecticut.
Right. You heard of those powerhouses up there? Right?
Absolutely. UConn's in the Big East. They have some big baseball programs in the Big East. Curveball bends in there for a strike. Adam Jones and Andy Chavez. And strike 3 called. You know, these Oakland young pitchers, they attack the strike zone.
They do. This one borderline, but actually right on the black. Teagarden, no argument at all.
It looked like Marvin Hudson waited for the glove to move, and then he called it a strike. Good job by Suzuki. Here's Markakis, 1 out of 4 to extend his hitting streak. And there's a pitch right there at the knees. Of course, when you're up 6-0, you should be in there throwing strikes.
That's right.
The Orioles in this game, they've had base runners in 7 of their 8 at-bats coming into this inning. But Buck Showalter's team, as Rick Dempsey just alluded to, they've left 10 men on base over the first 7 innings. And in 4 innings, they've left 2 men on. So not able to get that big blow with men on base has enabled the Athletics to pull away.
Man, after a night like last night, where they just continually kept fighting back and really took advantage of just about all the opportunities they had with runners in scoring position. Unable to capitalize tonight.
2-2 on Nick, 1 out, nobody on. Deep right field, back it goes, and that ball is gone. Markakis hits it out to end the home run drought, and the Orioles get on the board. He had gone 66 at-bats without an RBI. Check that streak over. Last home run was May 19th before the DL.
Yeah, and his power numbers were actually up. And then went on the DL and came back, found himself in the leadoff spot. And has just been hitting, getting on base. And good look at that home run swing. Coming up here, a breaking ball from Scribner. Oh, and it hangs right up over the middle of the plate. Markakis gets that foot down, waits on it, and just beats on that.
Foul back to our right. Getting Mike Bordick's attention.
Getting close, Jim.
Come on, you have Gold Glove hands. And it's low, 2-1. Hardy is hitless on the night. 0 for 4. There's a chopper to short. Sogard gets a big hop. Hardy's out 2 away in the Oriole ninth. So the hope for Nick is that now it'll carry over. Because even though the Orioles are not away from another loss to Oakland here in this series, you look for the things you can build on, and Markakis talking with Jim Presley there, getting that home run drought out of the way. Of course, 35 games on the DL, but he had not hit one since coming back.
Yeah, and I'm sure that felt pretty good for Nick, especially a breaking ball. Had a good pass on a fastball to swing just before that. Kind of scared Scribner off the fastball.
1-1 on Chris Davis. Chris now has a 3-game hitting streak, 2 for 3 with a walk. Foul out of play. And a foul tip at the plate. Davis just got a piece to stay alive. Day game tomorrow. The Orioles hope Wei-Yin Chen will have his game.
Yeah, try to get the Orioles back on track for sure.
And in the dirt, 2-2. Robert Andino will head to Norfolk tomorrow. Tides are at home. He'll begin his rehab. Strike 3 called, and that's how the game ends. Davis thought it was low. Marvin Hudson disagreed. And the Athletics get this game here as they win it by a final of 6-0. So the A's are assured of the season win. And now they look for a sweep tomorrow. The Orioles hoping to avoid it with a win on Sunday. And we hope you can join us again tomorrow. Moro's action, the series finale, and the homestand finale as Wei-Yin Chen will go against Travis Blackley. Our coverage begins at 1 o'clock on MASN with those extra presented by Jeep. And then game coverage at 1:30 on MASN and WJZ. And now for Mike Bordick and our entire hardworking crew, Jim Hunter saying so long from Camden Yards, where the Athletics have defeated the Orioles by a final of 6-1. Tonight's telecast, a massive presentation. Tom and Rick, those extra comes your way right now. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.